I have no strong feelings towards this game. Oh, Perseus Mandatus. Just what are you supposed to be? What is going on, my absolute units? And welcome to my final episode of F.E.A.R. February, since there's no leap year this year. I might as well just end the series on the third week with the third game / second expansion pack of the game, Perseus Mandate. Announced just 1 year after Extraction Point, Perseus Mandate aims to focus on a different team that takes place at the same time during the events of the first game. A side pull, that is. Now, the first game was about you being sent to investigate the ATC for researching and using the supernatural. I liked it. It was pretty good and scary, but not scary enough for me to pee in my pants. The next game, Extraction Point, focuses on you and your team trying to evacuate the sea and shows the after effects of ATC's disaster. And honestly, I kinda liked it more than the original F.E.A.R. And now we're off to Perseus Mandate. And if you somehow skip the intro, it doesn't matter, you already saw the top of the video. So starting off, we got the same old typical F.E.A.R. menu, and aside from the colors, we have an all new game mode called Bonus Missions. So far, this game seems promising. So what are the new mechanics of F.E.A.R. Perseus Mandate? Well, if your ammo is full, there's a pop-up that says ammo full, and there's friendly fire?
We lost a man!
Fox, that's one of ours!
That's it? So the game starts off with you in an airplane, being with a different team of F.E.A.R. members, who got your super heroes Captain Rains, the Funny Man Shin, and lastly, right in the point of view of Point Man, we play as a new character simply named Sarge.
Sergeant Mitchell in the flesh.
So they have two sound protagonists in F.E.A.R. and no one bar paying attention. And just like that, already we have instant action, so there's already fighting early on in the game. And guess what? All I had to do was just wait under a bridge and melee attack them. Like, that's it? That is just cheap of you, Timegate. So you got 3 new weapons here, featuring the previous ones from the last expansion. You got an advanced rifle, which is just an assault rifle with red scope and blue muzzle fire. It's not even a laser gun. A grenade launcher, which is only good if you hit a target. And a lightning rod, which a single shot to an enemy will connect to the next one. Other than that, while it's not a new weapon, why does almost every office table have dual pistols? I mean, I like going akimbo as much as the next guy, but why does every single white-collar worker have dual akimbos? You don't see Mr. Incredible going on guns blazing in his office. Like, what's this all about? For what? It's not even teaching players on how to be resourceful. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, our mission here is to find and locate information on this thing called Project Perseus, which is basically like Project Origin in the first F.E.A.R. game, only that there's not much info on it. Now, seeing that it takes place during the middle part of F.E.A.R., you'll expect maybe some civilians getting caught in the crossfire, since radio news reports do mention some infighting happening in the streets that we never see.
Thanks, Phil. We're being told that just before 5 p.m. today, gunfire was reported at the downtown headquarters of Armacam Technology Corporation.
Yeah, well, they're already dead, so no time for civilian rescue missions. So go play the first game if you're into escort. But something that I've noticed in Perseus Mandate is that it's always non-stop action that gets thrown in a lot. It's not until the second half, it's where the creepy factor kicks in. But they weren't as effective as Extraction Point in my opinion, except for one jump scare where you find the corpse of this dead F.E.A.R. member. There's even a moment in the first half where you get to team up with the Delta Force soldiers.
We lost a man! We lost a man! We lost a man! We lost a man!
Get the fuck out of the way! I can't see!
Why do we all look the same? On we go into the ATC facility, fight a bunch of clones, see a vision of some facility. From here, this is where we get to introduce to an all-new faction of F.E.A.R. enemies, a mysterious mercenary group called the Nightcrawlers. They're basically the same as replicas, except they got a deeper voice.
Can't confirm. Report. Report.
Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth.
An original lazy bums. Well, at least their weapon roster is different, and their ninjas discard their invisibility for fucking piece of shit! High HP motherfucker! These guys aren't even wearing any helmets, and somehow they can survive a shotgun blast to the head? Go fuck yourself. I feel like the only reason they have high health is because the ninja replicas were a bit easy to kill, so they said fuck it, just give them tank durability. So we chase down all of the leaders of the Nightcrawlers, get blasted by explosions from the first game's ending from a different perspective. I mean, on one hand, it's pretty cool seeing this from another team's eyes, but the OG still looks better since the entire city is empty, and it looks like they're going to die, which is pretty scary. Not much in here since there's more active movement. Being separated from the captain, you and Chen are the only ones left trapped in the same subway that I keep dying at Extraction Point, until Chen dies by getting transported into the Shadow Realm. This is the Scarecrow, one of the most terrifying and the most boring enemies I've ever fought! Gah! Like, don't get me wrong, on first appearance it actually looks terrifying, but the more you think about it, the more I feel like this thing is just a Half-Life barnacle but on the floors, and boring. At least barnacles give you the choice to either kill it or throw some physics object if you aren't interested in murdering one. But no, this thing, all does is wait for you to step on this obvious big shadow. I mean, you think I'm stupid enough to fall for this trap? You know why the Hydra was removed in Half-Life 2? It's interesting to look at, but it's boring to fight. See, all they had to do was to just have this thing come off the ground, it's already good enough. And the worst part is that my partner died from this easy-to-kill enemy? Like, it doesn't even feel that terrifying anymore the more you think about it. At this point, just give me a walking zombie. Fast, slow, I don't care. And speaking of something that doesn't feel terrifying anymore, it's this scene right here.
Beginning to wonder.
Thank you, bye-bye.
That's it? He just says hi and leaves?
Hello there.
That's not even the Paxton Phil I remember. This guy should just mind rape me, but instead he just wants to say hi? It's not even that scary. And this right here is a short escort mission where you expect this to be a trap, but no one's around here to stop you. Just move on to the next area just to greet your neighbor? Really? The hell was the point of all that? You weren't even that creeped out by the fact that this Avengers-level threat still lives.
Dead. Well, I'd ask him how he was, but he just vanished into thin fucking air.
I never cared much for him.
Why are you telling me this?
He found me here, hiding from her, if you can imagine such a thing.
Blah blah blah, we already know that in the first game, you don't have to tell me again. So I reached the clothing facility, aka Paxton's house or something like that. And now that you're here, maybe you should just blow up the facility to prevent any more clothing production. No, you're not gonna do that? First of all, there's like one or two many of these clone replica soldiers, and you're not even going to blow up the facility? I don't know how fast the production, but at least just blow it up or something. But nope, that's not important. We're just here for some DNA and that's it. This is where we finally get to a boss fight, if I could even count as one of it. But it's just one of these high HP ninja dudes. I swear, 99% of the time, these guys are always the cause of my deaths. What's that? No boss fight? Well, here's the ninjas with high HP. And guess what happens after picking up the DNA? This dude. This dude here represents everything wrong with this level. I know I'm probably overbashing it, but what is wrong with this dude's reaction time? Or even there? Why is this dude even placed here? What is this enemy placement? Isn't F.E.A.R known for its superb AI? Who the fuck thought putting this guy here was a good idea when we could just kill him with a scope shot? So you go to one last gunfight battle, and the story ends with you getting promoted. That's it. I mean, it's good and all, but is this supposed to make me feel impactful? Because I don't feel impactful at all. Not even Chen's ghost appearing made me this feel sad.
Did real good, son. Team's gonna need a new lieutenant after this. I think Chen had wanted to be you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Games for Impact Award, everyone. Games for Impact. Oh, do I feel so emotional and touched by this scene. So finally, we got this epilogue that I didn't bother watching because I was away from my computer. As if this is going to be explored soon. And I'm assuming this jump scare exists because the DNA is cursed or something? Actually, how did they even get this DNA? Did they got from this dude here?
Remember, no one touches the source but me.
We've got Morrison.
I'm sorry, but didn't he get crushed by a truck? Why are you bringing his body to collect the DNA which should be crushed? Remember, the DNA we took was Alma's, while what they took was Paxton's. But the real question here is, where the fuck did he carry that huge jar in his pocket? Well, I guess that's F.E.A.R. Perseus' mandate for you. Really? This is the last content we'll get for F.E.A.R. 1? Look, as much as how the shootout still remain fun, it's all just unsatisfying conclusions and a conclusive timeline. I'm not sure if Timegate knew if their story is going to get continued, but Extraction Point was already a good enough conclusion. This, on the other hand, just gave us questions that will forever be remained unanswered, such as why did Timegate screw up, and what made Timegate screw up, and why Timegate screwed up. I mean, I was scared that Extraction Point might feel like a cash grab, but this one's the real cash grab. And another example of unanswered questions is that you found that the Nightcrawlers are not just unknown mercs of mysteries, but they have info on you and your friends.
There are no names, no ID of any kind on any of them. But they've got files on us. You, me, Betters, Chen. Whoever they are, they're connected.
Yet, there's no important plot significance here other than, oh no, these people are CIA. They know I listen to Goth Gift Climax colors every night. And this was never mentioned or built upon. And then there's this ninja dude here saying,
Surely F.E.A.R. can do better than you.
maybe I'm overthinking, but what does this line even mean? Isn't Sarge a member of F.E.A.R.? Is there something I missed here? And here's Paxton saying on how you remind him of his brother, the OG protagonist.
Did I tell you about my brother? You remind me of him.
Like, I can't tell if this line meant to be a joke or because you have slow-mo powers like him. Like, why does your protagonist have slow-mo powers? No one's even mentioned about his reflexes.
Transferred in a week ago.
You've seen his training results. His reflexes are totally off the charts.
Am I secretly the Perseus mandate all along? Was the DNA just a decoy? Am I secretly some kind of sleeper agent? No! Of course not! None of these plot points continue since this is where the story ends! Like, on one hand, there are some good highlights, like the new faction war, but ultimately, the game just loses steam with its confusing direction. Also, is it just me or do my turrets seem unresponsive? Like, just shoot the enemy already! Sorry for the rant, but that's just how I feel playing this. If I were to recommend it, play it for the bonus story, but it does have a very flawed presentation. And speaking of bonuses, maybe I should check out the 3 new bonus missions. It exists and there's nothing good of value. Well, unless you want to beat your time. I forgot to mention that bonus missions delete your save file. 2.5 Cinder points. My Cinder is? What about the console exclusives? You think I actually have an Xbox or PS3? And speaking of console exclusives, I just saw that the bonus missions there actually has you playing as one of the supporting characters who doesn't have bullet time powers. So this is the final nail in the coffin, huh? The reason it was never canon to begin with. But I suppose this is where F.E.A.R. February ends, and I'll probably start making F.E.A.R. 2 Project Origin, its DLC, and F.E.A.R. 3 next year, if I actually intend on making one. And this is coming from someone who didn't want the 3rd F.E.A.R. game. I knew it was going to be bad, when all I wanted was the first game and its expansions. But it is what it is, I guess. Well, guess that's all for now. This is Cinerit, logging off until next time.
Teenage mother.